Jaya Gauranitai, 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 Jaya Gauranitai. Nitai Gaura Haribol, 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 Nitai Gaura Haribol. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Not required, everybody knows me.
As Prabhuji said that His Grace Kamalochan Prabhu doesn't need any introduction, but then I wanted to say a few things which are very important. So, in our Prabhuji, we started this Bhakti Vaibhav almost around 6-7 months back. So now the first canto is about to get over this time, and it will take another 1.5 years. And these are all, Prabhuji, these are IYF youth preacher devotees, English speaking. So almost around 25-30 devotees we are doing this course, Prabhuji. And every month, 1 week we come, Monday to Friday. And so we are very happy and grateful that Prabhuji has come. I still remember, I think IIYC Nathdwara, Prabhuji was telling that the goal of youth preaching is to make Bhagavatam speakers. That the goal of youth preaching is that they understand Bhagavatam, they relish Bhagavatam, and then they're trained to speak Bhagavatam for others' benefit. So I could see that Prabhuji is very fixed in Bhagavatam. He likes Bhagavatam, and specifically Prabhuji is very much known for his educational drives. Like we see in Mira Road also, they have children's school, and then many places he goes for giving Bhagavatam. So we are, and he's spending 5 days here with all of us. So we want to thank him very much that he has agreed to come. Although now Radhashtami is about to come, and he has already evening programs in Mira Road. So for a few days he will be going from here to Mira Road, coming back like that. But still he agreed and giving his association to all of us. So we want to thank him by loudly chanting 3 times, Haribo, 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 Haribo.
Vamagyanvrandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chaksharanmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamaiham Dadati Swabhadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Udabadakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha Namao Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshnaya Bhutale श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषशून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिसिद्धान्त सरस्वतीनिति नामिने। श्रीवार्षवानवी देवी दयिताय कृपाब्धये कृष्णसम्बन्धविज्ञान दायिने प्रभवे नमः। माधुर्योज्ज्वलप्रेमाढ्य श्रीरूपानुगभक्तिद श्रीगौरा करुणाशक्ति विग्रहाय नमोस्तुते। नमस्ते गौरवाणी श्रीमूर्तये दीनतारिणे रूपानुगाविरुद्धाप सिद्धान्तद्वान्तहारिणे। नमो गौरकिशोराय साक्षाद्वैराग्यमूर्तये विप्रलम्बारसाम्बोधे पादाम्बुजायते नमः। नमो भक्तिविनोदाय सच्चिदानन्दनामिने गौरशक्तिस्वरूपाय रूपानुगावरायते। गौराविर्भावभूमेस्त्वं नृतेष्टा सज्जनप्रियः वैष्णवसार्वभौमः श्री जगन्नाथाय ते नमः। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो महावदन्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्य नाम्ने गौरत्विषै नमः। पञ्चतत्त्वात्मकं कृष्णं भक्तरूपस्वरूपकं भक्तावतारं भक्ताख्यं नमामि भक्तशक्तिकं। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमोऽस्तुते। जयतां सुरतोर्पङ्गुर्मामन्दमतेर्गति मत्सर्वस्वापदाम्बुजौ राधामदनमोहनो दिव्यवृन्दारण्यकल्पद्रुमादः श्रीमद्रत्नागारसिंहासनस्थौ श्रीमद्राधाशीलगोविन्ददेवो पृष्ठालिभे सेव्यमानो स्मरामि। श्रीमान् रासरसारम्भी वंशीवटतटस्थितः कर्षं वेणुसनेर्गोपीनाथः श्रेयस्तुनः। तप्तकाञ्चन गौराङ्गी वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna. Welcome all of you to this Bhakti Vaibhav session. Bhakti Vaibhav, first canto, the last 4 chapters, we'll be trying to do justice as much as possible in the next 5 days, including today. Now, Pandavas have retired, means they have gone back to Godhead along with Krishna. And Draupadi, she also went to her abode along with Krishna because she is also an eternal associate of the Lord. And all the others, they went to their own abodes of demigods over there. Arjuna went to Krishna, but in Arjuna you had one amsha of Indra. That Indra went back to Swarga. So Vayu, he went back to his abode, Bhima went back to Krishna. In this way, all the Pandavas, they went to their own abode. That is what is described in the previous verse. It describes the Shruti Phala, means the benefit of hearing the previous verse or previous chapter is Yaha Shraddhyaitat Bhagavataha Priyanam Pandu Sutanam Iti Samprayanam Shrunoti Alam Swastyayanam Pavitram Labdva Haro Bhaktim Upeti Siddhim. So the previous verse, previous chapter, last verse says Yaha Shraddhaya Etad Bhagavataha Priyanam. Samprayanam, Priyanam, Samprayanam. Priyanam means those who are very dear to Krishna. Bhagavata Priyanam. Pandoho Sutanam iti. Anybody hears this Samprayana means Samyak Rupena Prayana. Prayana means to go. To go completely means ultimate destination. Shrunoti, anybody hears this thing. Alam, definitely, what is going to happen? Swastyayanam Pavitram. They will attain purity, and Swasti Ayanam, it is all auspicious. Ladva Haro Bhaktim Upeti Siddhim. And now will attain Haro Bhakti, the devotion to Krishna. Upeti Siddhim, by which is the perfection of life. So, after speaking this, now Suta Goswami is speaking the 16th chapter, because Parikshit Maharaj had asked a question. Saunakadi Rishis had asked a question about Parikshit Maharaj. So, how did Parikshit Maharaj give up his kingdom and attain perfection of hearing? See, I want to know about it. This question was asked in the 4th chapter of this canto. If you remember, 4th chapter, many questions were asked regarding Bhagavatam, because the last question of the 1st chapter, see, among the 6 questions, is Swam Kashtam Adunopete Dharmaha Kam Sharanam Gata. When Krishna went to his abode, whom did Dharma take shelter of? Now, answering that 6th question, Krishne Sudamo Bhagate Dharmagyana Visaha Sakalo Nashta Drishamesha Puranar Kodunoditaha. When Krishna went to his abode along with Dharma and Jnana, then what happened? Puranar Kodunoditaha. Krishna came as his Bhagavad Purana, which is Idam Bhagavatam Nama Puranam Brahma Samhitam Uttama Shloka Charitam Chakara Bhagavan Rishihi Nishreyasaya Dhanyam Lokasya Dhanyam Swastyenam Mahat. Swastyenam Mahat. That also comes there. So, this is a very interesting Purana, because it is Brahma Samhitam, it is Krishna himself. When the glories of Bhagavatam were heard by Suta Goswami in the 3rd chapter, in the 4th chapter, the questions came regarding the Bhagavatam. On who wrote the Bhagavatam, Kasmin Yuge, when was it written, who wrote it, on whose inspiration did Vyasa write it. So then Narad Vyasa Samvad comes in the 5th and the 6th chapter. So after Narad Vyasa Samvad, then comes the question about Parikshit Maharaj. Who spoke the Bhagavatam to whom? Parikshit Maharaj. So the birth of Parikshit Maharaj was described, when it was about to be described, then Kunti Maharani's story came, and Bhishma's story came, and in this way. Then when Bhishma's story and all came, then Krishna leaving Hastinapura, 1 chapter, and Krishna entering Dwaraka, another chapter. Again he comes back to the birth of Parikshit. Then he talks about whom? The Pandavas. So after speaking about the Pandavas, then he comes back to the Parikshit. How did he rule the kingdom? How did Parikshit Maharaj rule the kingdom? Because Parikshit Maharaj is the main focus in the entire Srimad Bhagavatam, because this Bhagavatam was spoken by Sukadeva Goswami to Parikshit Maharaj. Now, whenever a speaker speaks, though there are hundreds of audience in front of him, in his mind there are only few people. Keeping few people in mind, the speaker speaks Bhagavatam. Only to those people the secrets are revealed. Like Guravo Guhyam Pyuta. So when the glories of the speaker of Bhagavatam were described by Mahishan Rishis to Suta Goswami, they said, Vetattam Saumya Tat Sarvam Tattvatas Tadagrahat Bruyus Niktasya Sishyasya Guravo Guhyam Pyuta. So your Guru, who is Suta Goswami's Guru? Sukadeva Goswami. And now Sukadeva Goswami revealed Bhagavatam to everyone, but the secrets of Bhagavatam were revealed only to few people. One was Parikshit, other was Suta Goswami. So it is not that everybody who is hearing Bhagavatam will get the same intensity of the Bhagavatam. It is like you go to a waterfall, 100 people go to waterfall and then collect water. Somebody collects in the palm, somebody collects in a vessel, somebody collects in a big drum, isn't it? Though the waterfall is there, same waterfall for everyone, but according to their patrata, according to their qualification, they get that amount of water. Nobody can say, I got the entire water. Can you say? Even sometimes you go and get water from the waterfall, you come and see how much water is there in your hands. Huh? Nothing, because it fell and went away, isn't it? What big waterfall falls on your hand and come out and see nothing is there. Only hands are wet, that's all. That's also a big thing. So now, Guhyapyuta, Gurava Guhyapyuta, secrets are revealed only to certain people whom the speaker has in his mind. So here, Parikshit Maharaj is the object of mercy of Sukadeva Goswami. So definitely, the activities of Parikshit Maharaj should be heard about. Because what is the thing which Parikshit Maharaj had for which he could get an opportunity to hear Bhagavatam? That is, that qualification or that lalasa to hear Bhagavatam, where Parikshit Maharaj, he says in the 6th, in the 10th canto also, of course many places also he talks about this thing, in the 2nd canto also he talks about this thing, that Naisadi Dussahakshanmam Tekto Vihadayet. Pibantam Tamukam Bojam Putam Harikatamritam. Parikshit Maharaj says that I am not disturbed by hunger and thirst. In the 10th canto, by the time they reach 10th canto, already 3 days are over, 3 nights are over. He has not even drunk a drop of water. At that time, Sukadeva Goswami had thought, oh Parikshit, go and drink some water and come back, eat something and come back. Sukadeva Goswami says, Parikshit Maharaj says, no. I am not disturbed by hunger and thirst. Because Pibantam Tamakam Bojam Putam Harikatamritam. Because I am drinking nectar from your lotus mouth, which has got moon. Moon gives nectar. And there is lotus, Mukam Boja. Lotus is fragrant. So nectarian fragrance is coming from your mouth and I am drinking that Harikata. Why I require any other thing? I don't require any other food or water to drink. So where did this talasa come from for Parikshit Maharaj? For that we have to go to the Puranas, especially go to Harivamsha and other Puranas, where we have the description of how the Kshatriya Dharma of Parikshit was engaged in service of Bhagavata and Bhagavatam. The Kshatriya Dharma, understood by Kshatriya Dharma means his nature of the Kshatriya, were used in the service of the Bhagavata and then Bhagavatam. So then when the queens were left by Arjuna, they came to Vrindavan, queens of Dwaraka. They came to Govardhan, Uddhav, Kusum Sarovar. That story is there, where Uddhava is there already eternally. So there Uddhava, he speaks Bhagavatam to the queens of Dwaraka. Krishna had already left the boat at that time. Then Parikshit Maharaj was ruling that country at that time. So he also wanted to hear Bhagavatam, so he came to Uddhava. Uddhava told, no, this is not the time for you to hear Bhagavatam. This is the time for you to serve Bhagavatam. So he was engaged in protecting the arena, because at that time there were a lot of, that's all jungle, isn't it? So Parikshit Maharaj was engaged in the service of a Bhagavata, Uddhava, Bhagavatam, which he is speaking. Shushrushuvo Shraddadhanasya Vasudev Kataruchi. So the thing from which he attained the perfection of life, that is to develop greed to hear Bhagavatam, that is described in this particular chapter. Somebody may say, why we have to talk about Parikshit Maharaj ruling the country? Kali, bull, cow, and talking about all this Kshatriya Dharma, Rajadharma, and all these things. What is the use of this thing? Anything connected to a pure devotee is also pure devotional service. The blabbering of a pure devotee is also pure devotion. That is also Krishna Katha. The anger of a pure devotee, Prabhupada getting angry. In sometimes, in past times of description of Prabhupada, the disciples of Prabhupada talk about Prabhupada eating. What he relished, what he liked. Prabhupada was known as Kachori Mukhi. What it has got to do with pure devotional service and all these things, somebody may say. No, everything, as much as everything connected to Krishna is spiritual. In the same way, everything connected to a pure devotee is also spiritual. So somebody may talk about this, how the talk between Dharma and Artha, and also the talk between Parikshit Maharaj and chastising Kali and all these things. Here, Parikshit Maharaj is not showing any, is not revealing any Krishna Katha for you. Nothing to do with Krishna, isn't it? How is it that you are describing? That is the question. So that we should be answered in this way, that Parikshit Maharaj, the thing, the nature of Parikshit Maharaj, Kshatriya Dharma, which he used in service of Bhagavata and Bhagavatam. Bhagavata means devotee Bhagavata, Grantha Bhagavat and Bhakta Bhagavat. That made him, at that time Uddhava told, in future you are going to hear Bhagavatam from Sukadeva Goswami. That was already predicted, blessed. So that is connected to this thing. Shushrusho Shraddhadanasi Vasudeva Kataruchi. So sometimes somebody may say that I just want to sit and hear Bhagavatam, chant Hare Krishna 64 rounds, and why to do all these services? Oh, definitely, if you do that, wonderful, I'm happy when you chant 64 rounds and read Bhagavatam 24 hours a day. Yeah, okay, you can sleep for 8 hours, no problem. But one condition, that you should not sleep while chanting and reading Bhagavatam. Fine? One devotee came and told me, Prabhuji, I just want to hear and chant. Okay. How many rounds? Prabhuji, 64 rounds I want to chant. What about prasadam? Prabhuji, just want prasadam 3-4 times a day, that's all. Okay, what all you want, you will get. What all you want, you get. Anything. No seva, don't have to do any seva. Just chant and read Bhagavatam. You will get a separate room. I was very happy, Nice room, separate room. Whatever I want, I'll get to eat. I just had to chant and read Bhagavatam. What great fortune can anybody have? I told, there's one clause. Is it okay? Then I told, yeah, what clause? Then I told, I'll tell the clause only when you accept that you're going to accept that clause. Then he told, very nervously, told, okay. Pakka, if you don't accept the clause, then do what you're doing. Chant, you chant your rounds, do some seva, whatever seva is given to you. It will okay. Anyway, he thought there's no loss about it. I can anyway switch back to the original thing. Then I told the clause is, when you're chanting, I'll keep a camera in front of you. And if one japki, one time prasadam will not be there. 2 japkis, 2 times prasadam. I don't okay. 10 times japki in 64 rounds. Maybe for the next 1 year I will not get prasadam. Better probably what is happening, let it go on. So here's the thing. So Parikshit Maharaj, this thing is a very unique chapter about how he deals with things. Now let's start the chapter. Tata Parikshe Dvijavarya Sikshaya Mahim Mahabhagavata Shashasa Yatahi Sotyam Vijata Kovida Samanisham Vipramahat Gunastata. Tataha means now all their grandfathers have left to their abode. After that, Tataha, after that, Parikshit Dvijavarya Sikshaya Mahim Mahabhagavata Sashasaha. Parikshit Maharaj has been addressed here as Mahabhagavata. Why is he addressed as Mahabhagavata? Why Parikshit Maharaj has been addressed here Mahabhagavata? There are many reasons, but the reason for he being addressed as Mahabhagavata or Bhagavatottama is found in the 10th canto of Bhagavatam, in the 12th chapter, when Parikshit Maharaj asked a question to Sukadeva Goswami, I want to know why the Gwalbals, they narrated the pastime of Aghasura Vada after 1 year in their house as if Krishna has killed Aghasura in the same day. Kaumara, Yat Kaumara, whatever pastime happened in the Kaumara Avastha, they described in Paudkandake after 1 year, as if this pastime has happened Tat Kalinam on that same day, because these Gwalbals whole day Krishna's pastime, they are involved in Krishna's pastime. Once they go home, they describe Krishna's pastime, or who are demons Krishna's killed. Then immediately Sukadeva Goswami, the whole Brahma Vimohan Leela manifested in his mind. He became very much in trance. He went into trance. And Parikshit Maharaj and everybody had to do Nam Sankirtan to get him back to consciousness. Then Sukadeva Goswami, he tells Parikshit Maharaj, hey Parikshit, you already know why it is so, but still you are asking. Just because you have a desire to hear the pastime again, and whenever you hear Yan Nutanasya Ishasya Shrunvannapi Kata Muhu, again and again you have heard this thing, but still you want to hear again. Whenever you hear as if you are hearing for the first time. You are able to recognize the newness in Krishna's pastime, the Navinata in the same pastimes of Krishna. That is why Tvaya Bhagavatottama. So if somebody is able to recognize or relish the newness in the same old pastime of Krishna, then he is Bhagavatottama. So describing Parikshit as Mahabhagavataha, Shasasaha, he ruled over Mahim. Mahim means on this earth. How did he rule over? Dvijavarya Sikshaya. Dvijavarya Sikshaya. What is the meaning of Dvijavarya Sikshaya? Sikshaya means as instructions or the teachings given by Dvijavarya. Dvijavarya means twice born. Who are the twice born? The Brahmanas, the Kshatriyas and the Vaishyas. All the three are twice born. But generally, to give Siksha is the work of a Brahmana. So here, it is generally referring to whom? The Brahmanas. So the Brahmanas are the teachers of the Kshatriyas. The Brahmana, he has knowledge of Kshatra Dharma. He knows what a Kshatriya is. Sometimes we depict a Brahmana as some thin person, nothing like that. He has some knowledge. No. All the teachers of the Kshatriyas, of Dhanurvidya, teachers of Dhanurvidya are all who? Brahmanas. Dronacharya is a Brahmana. Do you think Dronacharya can teach some Kshatriya like Arjuna and all, being very weak and skinny? No, they cannot be. They knew. But they lose their Brahmana Dharma, the potency, Brahma Teja, when they execute things as a Kshatriya. So they will not do that. They only teach them, that's all. They will not participate in the administration. They act as an advisor. So the decision making should be in the hand of a Kshatriya. So the Brahmana takes the role. So Parikshit Maharaj, he acted according to the instructions given by the Brahmanas. Whenever there is a very good harmony between the Brahmanas and Kshatriyas, the whole world will be very peaceful and happy and prosperous. The moment there is a strife between them, there is a clash between them, the Brahmanas and the Kshatriyas, the whole world is destroyed. Now, what makes a Kshatriya give up his allegiance to Brahmana is his pride. The thing that why a Brahmana should be so opulent, why the Brahmana should be very powerful. I want to nationalize, I want to usurp the property of the Brahmana. Where the Brahmanas are the most opulent people on the planet because they have Saraswati. So where Saraswati is there everything is there. Uh, though you may find there are some huts in the Gurukul, in the Rishi's ashram, but the opulence there is that of the opulence of mother cow. We know from the Vasishta's pastime, Vasishta Vishwamitra. Vasishta at that time was teaching 16,000 children. Children means all age, not just 5-6-year-old. Anybody who studies is a child. Childhood is lost when you stop studying. If you are studying, then you are a child. You are always a child. So he was teaching so many students, 16,000. And what was he teaching? He was teaching right from horse riding to atom bomb making, cosmology to astronomy, you name a subject. You name a subject was taught, and students not from only just from India. They're all from different parts of the world. That was opulence. And then only you can become Kulapati. The qualification of Kulapati means that you should be able to teach anything. Anything. If student comes and says, I want to learn Arabic, then you should teach. Then only, the first qualification. The second qualification is you should be able to not only teach 10,000 students, you should be able to feed them free of cost. No king can do that. Only a Kulapati can do that. That was then only can become a Kulapati. Then that is how Gurukul comes. Kula means there is a dynasty and there is a Kulapati. That's how it is. You should be able to feed them free of cost. Teach them free and feed them free. No, if you put say, I want some, this is the charge gone. This is the money you have to pay, then gone. Your education is gone. Everything you have to preach, all facility, their clothing, their whole staying place, everything has to be provided. So now what happened when Vishwamitra, Kaushika at that time, when he came and saw, he was shocked by the reception given by Vasishta. And thought, this kind of reception even I cannot give. Where is he getting this opulence from? Then he saw, what was the cow? Surabhi. Say he saw the cow and then Kamadenu. Then he had an idea. This is my country. And this is a Brahmana. What they require? Brahmins, what they require? Like sometimes people call you and then tell, रोजी हमारे घर में कोई अलमारा पड़ा है, पुराना है, हमको कोई काम का नहीं, मंदिर में ले लेंगे. गरीब लोग है, इसको थोड़ा सा कुछ दे देंगे, फटीचर वाले. So then they thought, why is it that he should have all this opulence? The king should have. Because this is the national property. I want to nationalize. When the desire came in to nationalize the property of a Brahmana, when I want to take can you switch on this fan? It's making too much of noise. What is that? When you try to nationalize a property, that means the Brahmana's property belongs to the king. When the king thinks like that, then the destruction of the world starts. The world destruction starts. How much destruction happened? Whole Gurukul got destroyed. Of course, the story goes further. Now, on the side of the Brahmanas, when is it that the Kshatriyas lose their faith in the Brahmanas? When the Brahmanas, they become greedy. That is what happened when the Britishers invaded this country. The Brahmanas became greedy. They thought, if I take shelter of these Britishers, then I'll get more money than this king is giving. Then gone. ठीक है. So Dvijavarya Sikshaya. Next, Sashasaha, he ruled over the Yatahe Sutyam Abhijata Kovida. How did he rule? Yata he Sutya Abhijata Kovidaha. Abhijata Kovidaha. What is the meaning of Abhijata Kovidaha? Kovida means expert. Expert in Abhijata. Sutyam Abhijata Kovidaha. When Parikshit Maharaj was born, at that time, Yudhishthira Maharaj had called for astrologers. So, Abhijata Kovida means those who are astrologers. So, Abhijata Kovidaha, at that time they had predicted about Parikshit Maharaj, how all it will be. We all discussed about it in the previous chapters, what all he'll be doing, he's going to do that, everything is going to do. All has been discussed. And exactly he conducted his life. Parikshit Maharaj conducted his life according to the predictions which were done by the Brahmanas, astrologers. Samadishan vipra mahad gunastada samadishan vipra mahad gunatata. And anybody who could see Parikshit Maharaj, exactly they could relate what all the qualities which Parikshit Maharaj had at the time of birth, he manifested all those qualities. Okay? So, read the purport.
Foretold some of his great qualities. Maharaj Parikshit developed all those qualities, being a great devotee of the Lord. The real qualification is to become a devotee of the Lord, and gradually all the good qualities worthy of possession develops. Maharaj Parikshit was a Mahabhagavat, or a first-class devotee, who was not only well-versed in the science of devotion, but also able to convert others to become devotees by his transcendental instruction. Maharaj Parikshit was therefore a devotee of first order, and thus he used to consult great sages and learned Brahmanas, who could advise him by the Shastras how to execute the state administration. Such great kings were more responsible than modern elected executive heads, because they obliged the great authorities by following the instruction left in the Vedic literatures. There are no need for impractical fools to enact daily a new legislative bill and to conveniently alter it again and again to serve some purpose. The rules and regulations were already set forth by the great liberated sages like Manu, Yajnavalkya, and Parasara, and the enactments were all suitable for all ages and all places. Therefore, the rules and regulations were standard and without flaw or defect. King like Maharaj Parikshit had their council of advisors, and all the members of that council were either great sages or Brahmanas of the first order. They did not accept any salary, nor had they any necessity for such a salary. The state would get the best advice without expenditure. They were themselves Samadarshi, equal to everyone, both man and animal. They would not advise the king to give protection to man and instruct him to kill the poor animals. Such council members were not fools or representative to compose a fool's paradise. They were all self-realized souls, and they knew perfectly well how all the living beings in the state would be happy, both in this life and in the next. They were not concerned with hedonistic philosophy of eat, drink, and be merry and enjoy. They were philosophers in the real sense, and they knew well what is the mission of human life. Under all this obligation, the advisory council of the king would give correct direction, and the king or executive head, being himself a qualified devotee of the Lord, would scrutinizingly follow them for the welfare of the state. The state in the days of Maharaj Yudhishthir or Maharaj Parikshit was a welfare state in the real sense of the term, because no one was unhappy in that state, be he a man or animal. Maharaj Parikshit was an ideal king for a welfare state of the world.
So one of the things about this Bhakti Vaibhav is, when we are doing, don't wait for the end of the class to ask your questions or your comments. You want to say something anytime, interrupt and then quiet. Okay? So that is it.
So Sutyam also meaning birth and Abhijat also means birth. So why two words are used?
At that time, if you see the word Sutyam means at the time of his birth, Abhijata Kovidaha, those who are expert in making the astrological chart. Abhijata Kovida is one word. You see that thing, how it is written. You see? It is not two words, it is one word. It is a samasa. Abhijata Kovidaha means Kovida, those who are expert in making the astrological chart. That is the meaning. It is one word. If you see, there is one dash, Abhijata and dash and Kovida. If you know Sanskrit, means if you are reading the Devanagari, then you will not have a problem. But if you are reading the diacritics, then make sure whenever there is a Dharma Kshetre, is it one word or two word? It is one word. Though there are two words in it, but there is a samasa. It is a samasa. When you have make a sanasa, then it becomes one word. Sandhi becomes one word, isn't it? That's how it should be. So Abhijata Kovida is one word. Means astrologers who are expert in making the birth chart. The Abhijata is not birth, it is a birth chart. Expert in making the birth chart. Okay. Yes.
You were mentioning that Brahman ages, when Brahmanas engage in Kshatriya activities, they can only teach, but when they act, they lost their Brahmanical power. But in Mahabharata, we see Dronacharya and Kripacharya also involved in fighting.
So they had to. That is why they lost. They are not considered very high class because of this reason. For emergency, he can accept Kshatra Dharma but not Kshatra Sukha. Chanakya. For a particular period of time, he was Mahamatya for Pataliputra, the whole kingdom, isn't it? Patna. Now what is a Patna? Anybody from Patna, they should know that. So he was Mahamatya. He never accepted being the king. He was a Maha Amatya. Amatya means the secretary. You have you have those who are Sachiv, secretary, Sachiv, Maha Amatya. So he became a administrative head for the entire region without being a political head. Sometimes when you don't have a political head, you become the administrative head becomes like you have an emergency or you have president's rule. What is that? There is no chief minister, there is no minister, there is no other people there. They are only who are there. Directly the president is under the president there is the administrator or the lieutenant general. They will do that. He did the work, and that like in Kashmir you have this president's rule there. It means that is not a permanent situation. Searching for a time when they are going to be elected government. So there in the president's rule there is no government actually. There is no king there. For a particular period of time it happens like that. Yes, that is why he took part in the war because he was eating the namak he took the salary from the ruler. Brahmanas means they should not take salary. If you take a salary, then immediately you are a Shudra. Prabhupada talks about it. Brahmins means no salary. Because you cannot speak truth. If you take salary, then you cannot speak truth. If you speak truth, they will kick you out. For example, you are sitting in as a salesman and you tell the truth. You have to tell lies because you are taking salary, isn't it? Even though you are an administrator, you are taking a salary. Actually, administrator also should not take a salary. But still, if you take, then you cannot stand up to the truth, isn't it? So, all the ministers in the politician, prime minister, chief minister, they should not get salary. Stop their salaries. Brahmanas, all teachers and professors should not get salary. Then they will not teach all these demonic things. At that time the kings were like that. They did not require it because they had the facility. Anything. A Brahmana would come and then speak the Veda. Then he would be given 1,000 gold coins. Then when a great sannyasi, a saint comes and he defeats all the other matas, all the other philosophers, then he becomes a Rajaguru. Then the king would make him sit on a simhasana and do Kanakabhisheka, golden coins Abhisheka. And the whole golden coins will be like so much. And all would go along with the sannyasi. What salary, how much you can get, tell me. Isn't it? So like that. That was the thing. Okay. Next. So,
There is speaker and there is audience. So depending upon the caliber of the audience, the speaker also tells the authority, this is from this scripture, that scriptures. When it comes to pure devotee like Srila Prabhupada, whatever he speaks, it is taken to be an authority. So I want to know what is the defining factor for considering only the word to be authority or quoting the scriptures to make the statement correct. It's about the speaker.
Whatever the pure devotee speaks, it is perfect, because it's beyond 4 defects. The defect is in us to understand the intention behind which what he spoke. One is known as the Shabdhartha, other is known as Bhavartha. So the Bhavartha has to be understood. That is why in the Bhavartha Deepika, what is the Bhava behind it? Commentary behind. Commentary has to be understood. You just cannot take the words and then just say, this is what it is. No, there is a Bhavartha behind it. The Bhava is not understood, then you are not intelligent. That is why Prabhupada, whatever he says is perfect, and understand it in a perfect way. If your understanding is imperfect way, you only take half the sentence here and there, connect certain things and to suit your own whims and fancies, then problem comes. Isn't it? Many times, Srila Prabhupada, some statements are taken by some people to satisfy their whims and fancies. Like I'll openly talk about this female Diksha Guru. Prabhupada said, boys, girls, everybody should take initiation and then become gurus. Isn't it? There's one statement, I don't know, I forgot that statement. They use it a lot. Okay. You just take that one thing and then go on. What is that? That was inspirational. The bhava behind it is what? Inspirational. It is not a legislative statement. It's an inspirational statement, isn't it? If that is the case, I have one more thing. So much you are talking about. Diksha Guru or something like that, that's all big things. But every day you are doing Bhagavatam class. Many speakers are coming and giving Bhagavatam class. In the first canto, first chapter, Prabhupada says, those who are conversant with the 6 systems of philosophy only can sit on Vyasasana. Why don't you talk about it then? So understood? So Bhavartha has to be understood. Without that Bhavartha, it's not just words. Intended meaning, that has to be understood. Of course, words, they are perfect. Whatever it is perfect. Okay.
The message as new and new. Newer and newer. So at our stage, how we can...
Parikshit Maharaj got that state of consciousness because he served a Bhagavata called Uddhava. He served Bhagavata, giving Bhagavatam. That is why I quoted this verse, Sushrusho Saddhadanasi Vasudevakataruchi, 1-16. Sushrusho Saddhadanasi Vasudevakataruchi, Syan Mahatsya Priya, Punyatirtha Nishevanat. By serving a great devotee, you will attain Vasudeva Kataruchi, taste. That's the only way. That's the only way. Taste comes by service, by seva. Seva means you are engaged and you are engaging. That is why preaching means engaging, engaging, and engaging. Engage people, engage people, engage people, that is preaching. You get a person, engage in Prabhupada's service. Get a person, engage in Prabhupada's service. But what happens by doing so? What he gets? Mahat Kripa. Because before Shraddha, there are two things. Mahat Kripa, Mahat Seva, then Shraddha. Ado Shraddha, Rupa Goswami wrote. But same Rupa Goswami came, Vishwanath Thakur came and said, no, not 9. They are 14. You must have discussed about this 14. What are they 14? 2 before Shraddha. What are they? Mahat Kripa, Mahat Seva. Then Shraddha. Then Sadhu Sangha. Then Spriha. And after Prema, you have Madhurya Darshanam. Sakshat Darshan of Krishna. And then you have Madhurya Anubhavam, sweetness, experience sweetness of Krishna. So you become 14. So when somebody asks, how did Shraddha come from? That has to be answered. That is answered in the 16th chapter, 16th verse. The 5 verses, Shrunvatam Sukha Krishna Punya Shravana Kirtana, they talk about the 9 steps of devotion. Isn't it? If you open Srila Vishwanatha Chakravarti Thakur's commentary on to the 21st verse of the 2nd chapter, 1st canto of Bhagavatam, you will have the verse written by Srila Vishwanatha Thakur which mentions these 14 stages. Okay, next. Sa uttarasya tanayam upayema ivamutim janame jay adim chaturus tasyam utpat et sutam. Sa uttarasya tanayam, that Parikshit, who is the son of who? Uttarasya tanayam. Upayema iravatim. Upayema iravatim. Upayema means he accepted, he got married. Of course, this word marriage is not a proper word for vivaha or accepting. Marriage is what? Marriage, carriage, what a name it is, what a word, marriage, wedding. The very words itself are very obnoxious. Wedding, marriage. By hearing that only you will feel like, is it vivaha? Just, say that, no, it is vivaha. Vivaha sanskar. Marriage, carriage, therein. So, what to do? That's called the language. Upayema iravati. He married whom? Iravati. Why he got married? Why is he? Why can't he be a brahmachari, Prabhu? Parikshit Maharaj is a great devotee. Why he fell down? Prabhu, a brahmachari cannot be a king. That is Dharma Shastra say. If you want to be a king, then first what? Accept a wife. Without wife, there is no question of you being a king. And that is the reason Bhishma said, I will not accept a wife. I will not be the king. If I am not the king, then he could have told, no, I'll have my own, I'll get married, but I'll not have children, I'll not give many my No, it doesn't work like that. So you have to be a grahastha to be a what? King, to be a Raja. And that is why here he got married, Iravati. Then he got children, 4 children. Starting, first son's name is what? Janme Jayadim Cheduraha Tasyam Utpadayat Sutan. Padayat Sutan. Something about Janmejaya, please read about Janmejaya. One paragraph is there.
Maharaj Uttara.
That story you know, Uttara and he got married, how he had a line on, yeah.
One of the Raja Rishi kings and the famous son of Maharaj Parikshit. His mother's name was Iravati, or according to some, Madravati. Maharaj Janmejaya begot two sons of the names Gyatanika and Shankukarna. He celebrated several sacrifices in the Kurukshetra pilgrimage site, and he had three younger brothers named Shrutasen, Ugrasen, and Bhimasen too. He invaded Takshala, Ajanta, and he decided to avenge the unlawful curse upon his great father Maharaj Parikshit. He performed a great sacrifice called Sarpa Yagya to kill the race of serpents, including the Takshaka, which had bitten his father to death. On request from many influential demigods and sages, he had to change his decision to kill the race of snakes, but despite stopping the sacrifice, he satisfied everyone concerned in the sacrifice by rewarding them properly. In the ceremony, Mahamuni Vyasadeva also was present, and he personally narrated the history of the battle of Kurukshetra before the king. Later on, by the order of Vyasadeva, his disciple Vaishampayana narrated before the king the subject matter of Mahabharata. He was much affected by his great father's untimely death and was very anxious to see him again. And he expressed his desire before the great sage Vyasadeva. Vyasadeva also fulfilled his desire. His father was present before him, and he worshipped both his father and Vyasadeva with great respect and pomp. Being fully satisfied, he most munificently gave charity to the Brahmanas present at the sacrifice.
So, this is the story of Janmejaya. Mahabharata is a conversation between whom? Vaishampayana and Janmejaya. And that was a conversation which Vyasa, he took in right. Vaishampayana Vacha, Janmejaya. This is the like Vyasa took the conversation between Sutta Goswami and Srisa Naimisharanya. That conversation, that Bhagavatam he gave. The same way the Mahabharata is this thing. So this is how it is about Janmejaya. Next. It is in one sense successful because 8 Sarpas, Takshaka was the only last person remaining. Then of course they went to Indra and then Brahma and all of them came and asked them to stop. So all the dynasties of Sarpa was destroyed, only 8 Sarpas were left. So when you do the Sarpa Yajnas or Bali, Aslesha Bali, Aslesha means Sarpa Bali. At that they give Pinda to all the Sarpas because they are all now gone. 8 were alive, so they don't give it to them. They do Avan for that. So in this way, he did not continue. Otherwise, you would have not found a single snake in this world. Snakes multiply a lot. So in one sense, that yajna was also done by the Lord so that human population can survive. You know, how the snakes multiply, you don't know. You go to Amazon, you'll find out. Whole mountain is full of snakes. Yeah. Sure. Parikshit got liberated. He was with Vyasa. Vyasa is always in Badrika Ashram, not this Badri, Uttara Badri. That is one of my Vaikuntha Lokas, where he is constantly hearing Bhagavatam, Parikshit even till today. From Vyasa, from all the sages there, Bhagavatam. So he showed. He had a desire. And now there is Brihad Bhagavatamrita. Where did it come from? How it starts. Uttara comes and says, I want to hear Bhagavatam. And that is how Brihad Bhagavatam starts. So in this way, you have this Jaimini speaking, this Bhagavatam, which has got all the Gaudiya Rasika Bhavas are found in that. The, anyhow, these are all after Mahabharata things. Next, third. Ajaharasvamedham strin gangayam bhuri dakshinam sardvatam guru kritva deva trakshi gochara. So who was the guru of Parikshit Maharaj? He accepted whom? He accepted Kripacharya as his guru. Shardvatam. And Medam Strin Gangayam Bhuri Dakshinam. And then he gave so much of charity, Dakshinam. And then he performed 3 Ashwamedha Yagyas, horse sacrifices. Where did he perform? Gangayam, on the bank of river Ganga. What is the nature of pure Ganga? In such a way that Sa Shardvatam Gurum Kritva Deva Yatrakshi Gocharaha. When he was performing the Ashwamedha Yagya, to receive the Yagya Ahuti, the Devas came. To such an extent, all those people who were there present, they could see Akshi Gochara, they could see the Devatas personally coming and then accepting the this thing, the sacrifice. Next, 4th verse. Nijagrahojasa vipra kalim devijayat vachit nripalingadharam sutram grantam gomitunam pada. So one Parikshit Maharaj was traveling. When he was traveling in his kingdom, he saw. What did he see? There was one person who was dressed like a king. Nripalinga Dharam. He was dressed like a king. But he was who? Shudra. That is what happens. When Shudra becomes a king, what happens? Cow slaughter. Dharma will be destroyed. Mother will be troubled. Mother cow will be troubled. That's what happened. Nripalinga Dharam Shudram. And what is happening? Nantam go mitunam pada. He was natam, dhantam means he was kicking. Go mitunam pada. By his foot he was kicking a bull and a cow. That was what he was doing. Parikshit Maharaj saw this person. Read the purport. Yes, he was kicking with his leg. How do you kick? Kick means what? Beating, kicking, both. Yeah, you can interpret anyway. You kick by your hand or your leg. How do you do that? Dhantam means hurting also, kicking also. Both it can mean the same, no problem. Okay, beating also. There is a bull, you can take a stick and then beat. You should never kick. Well, the bull listens only when you do that. Of course, if you go to the village, they'll give all kinds of gali to the bull. So, anyhow, read the purport.
Purport. The purpose of a king's going out to conquer the world is not for self-aggrandizement. Maharaj Parikshit went out to conquer the world after his ascendance to the throne. But this was not for the purpose of aggression on other states. He was the emperor of the world, and all small states were already under his regime. His purpose in going out was to see how things were going on in terms of the godly state. The king, being the representative of the Lord, has to execute the will of the Lord duly. There is no question of self-aggrandizement. Thus, as soon as Maharaj Parikshit saw that a lower class man in the dress of a king was hurting the legs of the cow and a bull, at once he arrested and punished him. The king cannot tolerate insults to the most important animal, the cow, nor can he tolerate the disrespect for the most important man, the Brahmana. Human civilization means to advance the cause of Brahmanical culture and to maintain it. Cow protection is essential. There is a miracle in a milk, for it contains all the necessary vitamins to sustain human physiological conditions for higher achievements. Brahminical culture can advance only when man is educated to develop the qualities of goodness, and for this there is a prime necessity of food prepared with milk, fruits and grains. Maharaj Parikshit was astonished to see that a black Shudra dressed like a ruler was mistreating a cow, the most important animal in a human society. The age of Kali means mismanagement and quarrel. And the root cause of all mismanagement and quarrel is that worthless men with the modes of lower class men who have no higher ambition in life came to the helm of the state management. Such men at the post of a king are sure to first hurt the cows and the Brahmanical culture, thereby punishing all society towards hell, pushing all the society towards the hell. Maharaj Parikshit, trained as he was, got the scent of this root cause of all the quarrel in the world. Thus, he wanted to stop it in the very beginning.
So the prime duty of a king is to protect the cows and brahmanas. So when the king has a Vaishya mentality, that is where he starts killing the cows and the brahmanas, because they find cow a liability. Brahmanas, कुछ काम के नहीं है, कोई वेद पढ़ते रहते कुछ. No, I respect them, that's all, but they are not very important. What is important is industry, make money. No, this cow protection, the Brahmanical culture, that has to be protected. Very unfortunate, isn't it? That we as leaders in our movement, we study all these things and care a damn for these two. Cow protection, Brahmanical culture, we don't care for it. We think it's somebody else's job, it's not my job. Not my job. Well, then don't be a leader. If you're a leader, means you talk about protecting cows and protecting Brahmanical culture. If you're a Kshatriya. Show by example. Srila Prabhupada talks about milk. Now these days a craze has come to the world and it has entered the devotee society also. Say, I'm vegan. What vegan nonsense? Prabhupada says milk is a miracle. It's a miracle. Actually, it's a miracle. It's a miracle, actually. No. Now one more thing has come. Ahimsa milk. I'll only take ahimsa milk. By not taking milk, you are doing himsa for yourself, in fact, to cow also. Because if you don't take milk, the gwala will think, what is the use of the cow? So he'll keep a buffalo. So he'll send the cow to the slaughterhouse. So use cow products. By using cow products, you are getting what? Pure thing for yourself. And not only you are getting pure thing, but you are also helping the cow gwala To protect cow, you protect the cow gwala, cow herd, isn't it? You cannot directly go and protect the cow, take care of the cow. Will you go to a village and put grass every day in the morning, evening and all? No, you cannot do. So somebody is actually taking care of the cow, you take care of him. How will you take care of him? By making sure that you have enough economy. This person has enough economy. How will you have enough economy? When you purchase cow products. You purchase cow dung. What will I do cow dung in my ashram? Use Dantmanjan, use Angrag, and only take cow milk, desi cow, ghee, put in the nose, put in for your body also, eat cow ghee only. Use only cow products. You gomutra. When you use these things, every purchase of a tooth powder, Dantmanjan, will save few drops of cow blood falling on the ground. That is the only way, there is no other way. Everything regarding cow is a miracle, not only milk. Cow urine is a miracle. People are having so many packet food people are eating, and so much of pesticides are going into the body. Now cow urine is more important than before, because earlier people used to get pure food. And whatever pesticides, preservatives, there is the body, excretory organs of the body, the skin or your kidney is not designed to remove it. And the only thing which removes is the cow urine, nothing else. So use cow products. Now sometimes people say, Prabhupada has wrote all these things, but they are not very important. Who are you to say what Prabhupada wrote? Something is important, something is not important. Every statement of Srila Prabhupada has the same potency and the same importance. You may think that something is important for you, but don't generalize. Sometimes when devotees, when they read the Bhagavatam, they take a sketch pen, a marker kind of thing, they go on underlining. I don't, what are you doing? Say, but these are the important, wow, important, acha. You can say, I liked this line, but that doesn't mean it's important, the other is unimportant. Go on sketching. And you read again, you will put another color somewhere else. Whole book is full of colors only. You forget what you have written. Everything is Krishna. Everything absolute. Brahma Samhita, it is Krishna only. Prema Varshaksharayate. Every word in the Bhagavatam, not only every word, every alphabet in Bhagavatam is a cloud from which Krishna Prema is raining. So that is the speciality of the cow. So you could not tolerate. Yes, next. Good question. Brahminical culture means Samodamat tapas saucham, Shantirarjam evacha. These are the qualities. Especially getting up early in the morning, taking bath, eating sattvic food. This is Brahminical culture. And having a very polished language. Brahminical culture. Bhasha. Just certain aspects, important aspects. Now, many people argue that Kshatriyas can eat meat. Is it right or wrong? Is it allowed? So, I am Ram Singh from Bihar. हम ठाकुर है, हम क्षत्रिय है, so I can eat meat. So is it valid? Yes, what he says is very valid, provided he protects people, but he is out driving auto. You are a Thakur, what are you doing? So in the age of Kali, everybody has to follow Brahminical culture only, not Kshatriya, not Vaishya, nor Shudra culture. Of course, there is a Kshatriya culture, there is Vaishya culture, there is Shudra culture. Because in the age of Kali, there is only one way by which you can progress in spiritual life, that is by the Pancharatric process. The initiation is Pancharatric process. In the Pancharatric process, you may have a Kshatriya tendency, but you follow Brahminical culture. You may have a Vaishya tendency, but you should follow Brahminical culture. That is why we say getting up early in the morning, eating only vegetarian diet and all these things, what we say, it is all because of that. It is not that everybody will become a teacher. Everybody start chanting Veda and teaching Veda. No. Culture, Brahminical culture, which is centered around cow, cleanliness, etc., simplicity, etc. So, in the age of Kali, even a Kshatriya, he cannot say, I am a Kshatriya, I am Thakur, so I will put a mukut on my head and then roam around in the street. It doesn't work like that. He also wears a simple dress of a Brahmana, dhoti, kurta, because he is, in the age of Kali, following which culture? Brahminical culture. So Brahminical culture becomes of more importance in the age of Kali than in other ages. Because in other ages, you can follow the Kshatriya culture and then follow the Vedic Marga. But what we are following is what? Pancharatriki, which is a branch of the Vedic literatures. In the Pancharatric wisdom, we follow Brahminical culture, though the tendencies may be different. So somebody, your guru gave you Brahmin initiation. Did you become a Brahmana? You may be having a Kshatriya tendency, you may be having a Vaishya tendency, you can have a Shudra tendency. But he has given you because you should worship the deity and follow the Brahminical culture. So don't say, I am a Shudra, so I'll follow Shudra culture, not taking bath every day. Doesn't work like that. Okay? Next. Goes to conquer. Why he goes to conquer? To show that I am a better protector than you. By waging a war on the next country, generally the kings or pious kings, they would not wage a war on another country. They would, when they get complaints from the citizens in another country, when the other king is not able to protect the other citizen, then he goes and protects. See, he shows that I am a better protector than you. That's why the war, that's called pious war, religious war. You should not use the word religious war, it's pious. I am a better protector than you, so you become subservient. The whole world was ruled by Yudhishthira Maharaj and all the kings used to pay taxes. So because he was strong. The first duty of the king is to be powerful. You cannot be a king being a lallu. That is what Modi is telling. Become powerful. In the age of Kali, power means money. Not that you develop muscles and go around. No. Money. If you have money, you can get arms and ammunition. The first duty of the king is to be powerful. A powerful king. Imagine king, immediately power comes. If you are weak, then you are not qualified to be a king. That is why it is important to elect a powerful government, not a pajama government. Earlier pajamas, people used to, different colors were there, stripes. That is why I vote for Modi on 24 elections. Propagate it. We don't want a pajama government.
So is there any instance in the scriptures that there were complaints from different country and the king went and conquered?
There is no. I'm not known because it's not recorded. There's nothing like recorded here. There's only discussion of kings fighting. But the principle is there. I can give a small incident like this. Of course, it's not so perfect. The West Pakistan was troubling the East Pakistan. isn't it? Then this India, so-called India at that time, of course at that time, this lady who was a crackpot had no idea what to do. There a Kshatriya in the army at that time. He took the decision and went for fight. And then drove the West Pakistanis and made that country into Bangladesh. Isn't it? The atrocities which they did on the Bengalis, you just can't even imagine. The Pakistanis, they killed the Hindus. How many Hindus you know? Not less than 10 million, means 1 crore were killed. And barbarically. And the Bengalis would look short, and they are also Muslims on the other side of India, that is in Dhaka and all. They thought that they are all our slaves. They treated them as slaves. Isn't it? So many infiltration was there. So that was another problem. In this way. And I'm just giving a recent example. So anyway, coming back to the point, the principle behind a Kshatriya going and trying to attack the other kingdom is not to just expand the kingdom. Principle is to what? To protect, to show. Because Kshatriya means Kshiti Trayate iti Kshatriya. One who delivers others from injury or trouble. Kshatriya. Okay. So let's go further. Shaunak Rishi. Very interesting questions he asks. Kasya heto nijjagraha kalim vijjete nripa hrideva chinnhadriksa kukro asogam yat padahanat Mahabhaga yadi Krishna katashrayam atha asya okay. Iti Krishna Kadashrayam. Kasya heto nijagraha kalim digvijaye ripaha. Ripaha, the son, this king, went for digvijay. What is the meaning digvijay? Conquering the directions. He was going the digvijay, Nipa. Kasya heto. Why did he punish Kali? Why did he punish? He should have killed him, isn't it? He should have killed him. Nideva chinnadrik shudracho asogam yad padahanat. The person who was dressed like a king, what was he doing? What is the last line? Huh? Padahanat. What was he doing? Stuck on the leg. Padahanat. Both. By the leg or on the leg. Both. In this way I was doing. Tat katyatam. Please explain to me. A king going and trying to punish a person who is kicking the bull and the cow. You tell about it. You please tell about it. Katyatam Mahabhaga Yadi. If Krishna Katashrayam. You can talk about anything if it is connected to Krishna. You can talk about Modi, you can talk about all. You can talk about anything, but if it is connected to Krishna. If it is not connected to Krishna Katha, if it is not connected to Krishna, Krishna Katha is also useless. Mayavadi is also talking about Krishna Katha, but it is not connected to Krishna. Mayavadi's Krishna Katha is not connected to Krishna. Because for them Krishna is impersonal Brahman. So, that is that the glorifications by the Mayavadi is actually insult to Krishna. On the other hand, even though there are descriptions of Maya by a Vaishnava, descriptions of Maya by a Vaishnava, is also Krishna Katha. That is why you'll find a lot of description about the universe, structure of the universe. What it has got to do with Krishna, tell me? Structure of the universe. 5th canto, so many places. Maya Katha. If Maya Katha has something to do with Krishna, then that is Krishna Katha. If Krishna Katha has something to do with Maya, because Mayavadis say Krishna is a product of Maya, so that Krishna Katha has something to do with Maya is actually, we don't want to hear. But if it is Maya Katha, something to do with Krishna, that is last verse of the 2nd canto, 7th chapter, see that? Maya varneyato mushya ishwarasyanumoditaha. 2753 or something like that. Just see. 2753. Ishwarasyanumoditaha Shrunvataha Shraddhaya Nityam Maya Atmana Muhyati. Read the translation.
The Lord's activities in association with his different energies should be described, appreciated and heard in accordance with the teachings of Supreme Lord. If this is done regularly with devotion and respect, one is sure to get out of the illusory energy of the Lord.
Yeah. So what is the meaning of it? If somebody is hearing Shraddhaya with great faith, Nitya means always, about Maya.
Different energies of the Lord.
Different energies of the Lord means Maya only, na? Maya varnayataha. How we should do, how we should hear about Maya? Ishwarasyanumoditaha. In connection with Krishna. Hearing about Maya in connection with Krishna is Krishna Katha. Hearing about Krishna in connection with Maya is Mayavad. So even if you want to hear about Maya Katha, hear from what? So they say, what is it? Tat Katyatam Mahabhaga Yadi Krishna Katashrayam. Okay. Next. Athavasya padamboja makarandarihan satam kimanye rasat alape ayushye asadvyayaha. Athavasya padamboja makaranda lihan satam. What do those satam? Satam means who are satam? Devotees. What do they do? Lihan. Lihan means they lick. What do they lick? Makaranda. Makaranda means Padambuja, the lotus feet of Krishna. In the lotus there is Makaranda. Makaranda means honey. The honeybee goes and collects honey. So these devotees, they constantly go on licking the honey of the lotus feet of Krishna. Licking up the honey at the lotus feet of the Lord. If they are doing that, kimanye asad alape ayusho yad asadvayaha. Ayusho yad asadvayaha. What is the use of any other topic? Because it is simply a waste of time. Ayusho yad asadvayaha. We lose our life. Next. Yeah. Shuddha.
This verse means initially Sonakadi Rishi is glorifying Sudha Goswami in the beginning chapters. Like here, like they were only warning or something like that they are doing. It seems like that. Here it seems that they are only warning him, don't do discuss. Initially they glorified that you are like this and then you are qualified as Bhagavatam. And here now only they are only warning
No, they are glorifying Krishna Katha and they are talking about their realization of hearing other Puranas.
Okay.
क्या फायदा है सबका? आप बस कृष्ण के बारे में बताओ. We have asked question about Parikshit Maharaj. If it is connected to Krishna, then it tell. Otherwise, don't tell, because we have experience. There is no use. Because we are just wasted our life. In second canto it comes, and in the further comes, we just wasted our life. How did we waste our life? By doing swaha, and the whole body became bhasma. Whole body became only black. That's all. There is no use. So they talk about it. Actually, they are talking about it themselves. It is not they are telling. See, if you talk something else other than Krishna, it is a waste of time. It is not like that. It is not your problem. It is actually the problem of the language. Don't learn English. Especially don't tell the children to learn English. After that they can learn for Vyavaharika. The first language the child should learn should be Sanskrit or the mother tongue. Till the age of 5, don't even teach alphabets. Because once he says A, then he will not be able to say he will not be able to say that. He will say something else. The phonetics is gone. I was in the West. All Indian children, you ask their name, they say something like a goat. They cannot say. They cannot pronounce Krishna properly. Brahmin boy. Because of they're sending their children to those English, British schools. They cannot say Prabhupada. Because the last 3 words is what? P-A-D. P-A-D means what? Pad. What? So when they read that, Prabhupada, they say, for the P is pad. They cannot. Of course, even the diacritics all are there, ultimately it comes to D, isn't it? So don't go to that. Next. Shudrayusham nrinamanga mrithamecchatam iho bhota bhagavan mrutyushamitra karmani. So those who are ichchatam, Shudrayusham nrinamanga mrithamecchatam iho bhota bhagavan mrutyur Shamitra Karmani. Sutta Goswami, please listen. There are many people who desire freedom from Mrityu, Vichchatam, and get Ritam Vichchatam. Ritam Vichchatam means they want to attain Ritam, Satyam, the truth. That is a spiritual world. Now, for that, what they do? They call Yamaraj. They call the Yamaraj, who is the controller of death. Mrityu Shamitra Karmani. How do they call Yamaraj? They sit and hear about Krishna. Wherever there is hearing about Krishna happens, Bhagavatam happens, who comes there? Yamaraj comes. And what is Yamaraj doing? He is also sitting and hearing. So there is no death for the devotee. Like for example, somebody says, hey, Yamaraj aa rahe, what will happen for all of you? Bhago. No, don't worry, you are hearing Bhagavatam. Oh, Yamaraj will come and sit because he is a Mahabhagavatam. Yamaraj has the biggest Bhagavatam. We only have 18,000 verses. The demigods have 1 million verses. And Yamaraj has 1 billion verses. I don't know what is 1 billion means. 100 crores. 100 crore verses. And Yamaraj, he knows all the species. The death of all the species happened because of Yamaraj, control of time. So he knows in which form Krishna, in which species is doing pastime. Because Krishna does pastimes in all the species. Don't think Krishna's pastimes are limited to these 18,000 verses. Though Bhagavad is omnipotent, but you cannot limit Krishna to Bhagavatam, these 18,000 verses. Like sometimes one child was counting how many demons Krishna killed. He counted and made a list of 22 or something, and some demons. He made a list. Then I told, these are the only demons which are mentioned in Bhagavatam by Sukadeva Goswami. He had killed more than 22,000, more than that, not just 22. Every day he used to kill few demons. Sometime 100, sometime 200, we don't know. Isn't it? Not that only is 22. That is the only which are described. Few are described, isn't it? Unlimited incarnations. Yamaraj knows perfectly. So, read the purport.
The living entity, as it develops from lower animal life to a higher human being and gradually to higher intelligence, becomes anxious to get free from the clutches of death. Modern scientists try to avoid death by physiochemical advancement of knowledge, but alas, the controller of death, Yamaraj, is so cruel that he does not spare in the very life of the scientist himself. The scientist who puts forward the theory of stopping death by advancement of scientific knowledge becomes himself a victim of death when he is called by Yamaraj. What to speak of stopping death? No one can enhance the short period of life even by a fraction of a moment. The only hope of suspending the cruel slaughtering process of Yamaraj is to call him to hear and chant the holy name of the Lord. Yamaraj is a great devotee of the Lord, and he likes to be invited to kirtans and sacrifices by the pure devotees who are constantly engaged in devotional service of the Lord. Thus, the great sages headed by Saunaka and others invited Yamaraj to attend the sacrifice performed at Naimisharanya. This was good for who did not want to die.
Okay. Yeah.
Prabhu, this Bhagavatam is non-different from Krishna. So Krishna is Purnam. So this Bhagavatam of 18,000 verses, is it also Purnam?
I told that in spite of Bhagavatam being unlimited, still you cannot limit Krishna's pastime to the Bhagavatam. That means you cannot limit in the sense that Krishna's perform unlimited pastimes. But Bhagavatam has how many? 18,000. The figure is limited. But each verse is unlimited. But the figure itself is, how many pastimes of Krishna can be described in these printed pages? Cannot be. So in this way, Krishna is unlimited and Bhagavatam is also unlimited. But still, Krishna being unlimited cannot be limited. His incarnations cannot be counted. That is the first mistake which is admitted by Sutta Goswami. Third chapter Bhagavatam, Sutta Goswami starts counting the incarnations. First, second, third, fourth. Then after counting 22, what he says? Avataraya Sankhe. Avatars are? Can you count the unlimited? So I start counting it. If somebody counts unlimited, who is he called as? A fool. I am a fool. I am a fool because I counted unlimited. This is the first foolishness. What is the other foolishness which I did? While counting the incarnations, I counted Krishna also as an incarnation. That is why Etecha. All these things which I counted, they are all Amsha and Kala. But Krishna, who has mentioned in this thing, is not Ansha, is not Kala. He is Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. But Krishna is Bhagavan. All these are Ansha and Kala. Kala means Ansha of Ansha is called Kala. But Krishna is, the word tu means but.
Bhagavatam that we have 18,000 verses, Can the word complete be used for this or not?
Yes, you should, because it is about Krishna. Even one alphabet is complete.
Okay.
Every alphabet is complete. Everything regarding Krishna is complete. Absolute. Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate. Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Okay. Yes. One Yamaraj in two forms, not the two Yamaraj. One Yamaraj in, there are two Krishnas. There's one Krishna with many forms. So one Yamaraj with two forms. One in Yamaloka, Naraka. And there's one more Yamaraj, is Yamaloka. Another one is Naraka, other is Yamaloka. There he has the biggest Bhagavatam and he is reading Bhagavatam, giving 24 hours Bhagavatam class. Narada also comes and sits there. Lord Shiva, Narada, they just come and sit. As long as they can sit, they sit. But Yamaraj is continuously speaking Bhagavatam. Yamadharma, Mahabhagavata. The biggest, the greatest pravachan in the entire Bhagavatam about the holy name, who gave? The kind of distinction he made between the Parodharma and Aparodharma, Kaitaba Dharma, you will not find anywhere in Bhagavatam as much as spoken by Yamadharma Raja to Yamadutas in the Bhagavatam, 6th canto of Bhagavatam.
Vidura's case, there is mention that Yamaraj felt that I do some preaching, so he came as a Vidura.
That is devotee's realization. I do from preaching. See, a devotee's existence itself is preaching. Isn't it? We should know that. We are preaching, but our existence itself is preaching. Gaur Kishore Das Maharaj, he did bhajan, and because of his bhajan, he preached around the world. So his existence, purity, pure devotee's existence itself is preaching. Yamaraj's existence itself is preaching. He is a great Bhagavata, isn't it? Of course, we are using these words because we borrowed a lot from the Christian methodology of spreading their religion. Temple commander, mission, preaching, commission, mission. We probably use these words. But Narada, do you think he's preaching? What else he can do? What his existence, his walk itself is preaching, isn't it? Like that. So, Mahabharata. Krishna's will. According to Krishna's will, they take different forms. I don't know the verse which talks about it. I have not read the Vyakhyan of it. But it is for sure that there are 4 things which are there in Krishna but not in Lord Ram. What are they? Leela Madhuri, Venu Madhuri, Parikara Madhuri, Rupa Madhuri. Isn't it? That doesn't mean Lord Ram is not having beautiful form. He has. But when it comes to the sweetness, isn't it? Krishna has more. Sugriva is a friend of Ram, isn't it? But they ever played with each other? Did they play kusti? No. Their friendship is Gaurava, Maryada. With Krishna, the Gwalvas come and pull him and play with kusti and defeat him and jump on him and do all these things. So there is Taratamya in Rasotkarshena. In Rasa there is different distinction. Okay, we'll do one more verse and finish for today. For not today, we'll do the first session today. Nagasya jinriyate tavat yavadasta ihatmaka etadartam he bhagavan ahuta paramarshibihi aho niloke biyeta harililamrutam vachaha. Somebody will say, oh, you're going to speak and we're going to die. No, we are not going to die because Yamaraj, we have called Yamaraj and kept him here. When you start speaking Bhagavatam, what is going to happen? Yamaraj is also here. So they all said here, don't worry about it. They say is, I've invited the Lord. Yamaraj is sitting there. So don't have to worry about anything else. Living beings who are under his grip should take advantage by hearing the deathless nectar, the form of the narration, the transcendental pastimes of the Lord. That is, Aho Niloke Piyeta. Aho. Now you are going to speak Bhagavatam, Harikatha. Now, this is not only going to benefit us, it is going to benefit everyone in this world. Niloke Piyeta. What is that? Hari Nilamritam Vachaha. That Vachaha which you are going to speak, Hari Nilamritam. Read the purport.
Every human being dislikes meeting death, but he does not know how to get rid of death. The surest remedy for avoiding death is to accustom oneself to hearing the nectarian pastimes of Lord as they are systematically narrated in the text of Srimad Bhagavatam. It is advised herein, therefore, that any human being who desires freedom from death should take to this course of life as recommended by the rishis headed by Saunaka.
Yes. One verse more, because that's going to end one section here. That is, Shaunakadi Rishi is asking Sutta Goswami to speak about Krishna. Mandasya mandavrajnasya vayo mandayushascha vai nidrayarhyate naktam divacha yutartha karmabihi vyartha karmabihi. So they say, we are sages sitting, but when you are going to speak Krishna Katha, keep those people in mind. Who are those people? Prayenalpa Vishasabhya Kalavas Punyugejana Mandaha Sumandamadiyo Mandabhagya Pudrata. Same thing in a different form. Mandasya, Mandaprajnasya, Vayomandasya, Mandayushaha, Nidraya Rete Naktam, Divasha Vyarthaya Karmavihi. For those people in the age of Kali, they are Mandasya. Mandasya means lazy, very lazy. Then Mandaprajnasya, very dull intelligence. Vayo Mandayushasya cha, why? Their Vayo, duration of life is also less. Same thing, that verse. And Nidraya Rete Naktam, whole day what are they doing? Whole night what are they doing? Sleeping. Nidraya Rete Naktam. Diva, in the morning, cha? Vyartha Karmavihi. Doing all the activities which are Vyartha. Vyartha means those which have no use. Useless activities they are doing. So now Sutta Goswami starts speaking. 10th verse onwards. We'll do at 2:30. I think 1 o'clock is better. So we'll stop here. I'll meet at 2:30. 2 o'clock? 2:30 we'll meet, 2:30. Take rest. We'll do it. Don't. Too much, 2.5 hours continuous is like. If it's required, we'll do the last few days. Just initially, 2 hours. Okay, stop here. Hare Krishna, we're at 2:30, 1.5 hour break.
His Grace Kamal Lochan Prabhu ki jai.